Well, hello there, my scrappy people. I am on today to show you our layout for the week. I'm pretty excited about this one, and of course, I am working on Mexico. Yay! So I'm getting down to the line on what I have left of 2024 and working toward 2025. I'm just arranging some things. Like I said last week, my tripod broke. So I am kind of making things work at the moment. So I'm just making sure you are all in frame here. Sure, that'll work. So I have quite a, setup happening at the moment here. And I'll try to stay within the frame. I'm watching this as I film it. So, welcome. If you don't know, my name is Ashley Rulig. I am a creative memories advisor. I've been for about 13 years now, which is, oh, maybe 12. I don't remember. It's like 12 or 13. I can never remember when I actually started because I went away for a while and then came back. So, we are going to be working on this lovely layout today. It has lots of borders. It's great for scraps, actually. So I am using up some of my last collection when I went to Mexico, as well as some sun soaked, as well as a Mexico theme pack from forever ago. So I'm just using a bunch of papers today. So this is a great way to use up some, border embellishments and just some pieces. So I'm still trying to get in the right frame here. All right. So I post challenges like these every week in my Ashley Scrappy VIPs group. That one you have to request to join. And every week I draw a winner out of those who completed it and got it done. So it's not like yours is the best or anything. You're just in a random drawing, everybody who actually did it. And you get to win a prize, perhaps. So I usually only have 2 or 3 that put in, maybe 4. So your odds are very good. And you get a cute little pack of embellishments or whatever I have in my goodie bag over there. So I have all kinds of stuff. So we'll see what I come up with. But what I say when we do the instructions are simply follow the instructions. You're going to see I have ink on my fingers. If you watched my reel yesterday, you'll know why. So I'm just trying to get it off and it's still on there. I got a little messy with the ink, but it was fun. All right, so step one is use the light blue pattern paper as the base for this layout. So there's this one back here, and I am using this cute flags paper from the Paradise Found collection. And this one was one exclusive to those who earned Cancun this last year. I was one of them, yay! So working on Jamaica this year, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to use that piece. It was perfect for the flags, especially this lovely photo of our giant team. I'm on Beth Beller's team, and we have so much fun. So it was awesome to go down there and hang out with her and all the others on our team that could earn a trip. So we got this fun group shot by the Mexico sign during our party. So I'll be using the flags because that's in there, which is cool. All right, so I'm going to set all of this aside to begin. I have just random papers and matte papers and mats and all the things I think I might use for this. So I'll try to put my instructions somewhere where they're in sight. But again, my tripod situation's interesting right now. I'm going to get my trimmer and I'm going to gut this paper because as you can see, we're going to be covering it. So I like to gut paper that's going to be mostly covered and just make it into a frame because I don't like to waste it. So I'm going to go about 1.5 inches on this one just to give myself some leeway. Because that white piece on top's 11 by 11. So I could go 1 inch, I suppose, because it's only going to cover 1/2 inch on each side then. So let's do 1 inch. Scary. That's what the mini tape runner is for. So it'll be okay. So you're going to line your paper up 1 inch. I do this all the time. So I'm going to go through it a little fast. And you're going to line your cutter up. And if you have the 12-inch trimmer by Creative Memories, amazing, by the way, there are these white lines on the side, and that's exactly where it's going to start cutting. So, and then there's a ruler right along here. So I line that white line up on the ruler, and I'm going to go down to 11 inches, okay? I might even stop a little before because I could always take scissors and do the rest without going too far. And if you do go too far, it's pretty easy to fix it, so no problem. And then you're going to rotate it and do it on all 4 sides. Just repeat 1 inch to 11 inch. Lining the paper up on the 1 inch line every time. And like that one didn't cut all the way through, and that's okay. I'd rather not cut all the way through and go back and do it later. And the more you go, and the more you get comfortable with doing this, the easier it becomes. So it's a lot of fun. I like to gut paper is what I call it. All right. As you can see, only one of the corners came out, and that's okay. So I'm going to get my scissors, and my micro tip scissors over here. Everything's everywhere because I just did my reel. And where are they? There they are. Here we go. These are great for getting into these little teeny tiny corners. You don't cut too far into the paper. They are sharp, so just be very careful when you use these. Oh, one came off on its own. Yes, these are all just hanging on by a thread really, so I don't really need to cut that one. Okay. And I'm going to set this aside for later. Could be, you know, for another layout. Maybe I'll mat. We'll see. We're just going to set it over there. And now I'm left with this frame, this gutted frame here. So there's my 12 by 12 sheet. It's going to look like it's underneath everything. And really, I saved all this paper. So our next step is to do our next sheet. And I have this adorable, it's matte paper. So you cut these mats out, but I have two. I got two sets of them. So I'm going to use this side because I love the color of it. It's just vibrant and fun. And so step 2 is cut a piece. There's this white pattern paper from the old winter collection. This is from 2017, the blog. And if you want a copy of these instructions, I have them on my scrappyandiknowit.com on the most recent post. So you can download a printable version of this. I just took them right from the Creative Memories blog site and kind of revamped them however it works. So I do that with the instructions, and I like to make them into a handy printable. That way it's easier for you guys to store them or whatever, take them to crafts. So step 2, we're going to cut this top sheet, there's this, to 11 by 11. I'm realizing I'm going to need my corner rounder next, and I think it's still packed from my last craft, so I'm going to have to go over there and get it. But till then, we're going to cut 1 inch off of 2 sides of this to make it 11 by 11. There's 1 and 2. Now it is 11 by 11 because we cut 1 inch off of both sides, like so. All right, but before we glue anything down, we are going to build our borders on top so we can trim them down, okay? First, I'm going to grab my corner rounder. I'm going to need that. It's just over here in a pocket. Long and forgotten in a poor pocket. I feel bad for my corner rounder because I love it, but I always forget about it. It's awful. And I'm like, oh yeah, corner rounding. Remember that? That's fun. All right, and then you're going to take this sheet and corner round every corner. It's going to add a fun little different look to your page. And this is nice to do when you want to make your photos not so square, obviously. What I love about this corner rounder, it's a 2-way corner rounder. I'm going to take a piece of my scrap here from inking. And you can also feed it this way and line it up in the corner on that screw there. Push down and you'll fling a piece across, and it's super fun. And it'll do kind of that number. So as you can see, here's some remnants of my inking from before. That's why I blew all over my fingers, but because I got a little messy and creative with that. So normally the ink is not that messy. All right. So we're going to have something that looks like this. Step 3, we're going to cut 9 pieces from random pattern papers that measure 1.5 inches by 12. And then we're going to adhere on top of this at the top section. However, I'm going to be a little different here because I like to be different. And I have some borders, and I have just some scraps I want to use up. And I'm pretty sure some of these borders are larger than 1 inch, or larger than 1/2 inch. So I'm obviously going to trim this down. Ooh, I might use both sides of that. And both sides of that, that's fun. I don't know if I'll use both these flags or not. I just got them both out. And then, yeah, like this is 1 inch wide. So I'm not going to need as many as they call for in here. Just use your best judgment. If you're using paper and you're just using a bunch of scraps, cut it down to the 1/2 inch by 12. And then, which is funny because you're going to cut down to 11 once you do it, but it's just to make it look clean. And then, you know, if you have wider ones, just plan accordingly. So I'm probably not going to need a full 9. I'm probably going to need more like 5, just because mine are all really wide. So I am going to create some diversity here with my pieces. So I'm going to cut these ones down with my trimmer here. Grab that. And I have these little strips here. These I'll probably do 1/2 inch. I'll follow the instructions with these. But I love this paper. It's so bright and colorful and very Mexico, which is fitting because, oops, I'm going to 3/4 incher. Wow. Okay. Which is fitting because it's from the Mexico theme pack. No longer available. I used most of it actually for Disney because of Epcot, obviously. And I ended up going to real Mexico. So then I was like, oh, I probably should have hung on to some of that. So I have pieces left, which is super funny because I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I'd make it to actual Mexico, and Creative Memories made that a possibility for me. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Let me get a swig of water here. There we go. Excuse me, my goodness. All right. And then we're going to cut this one at 1/2 inch. But yeah, it was really cool because being an advisor, I've just never dreamed that I would get to a level where I could do things like that. So it was really cool to be able to go and do all that stuff in actual Mexico, because Mexico's always been on my bucket list, but I just never thought I'd get to go, especially in a safe way, because traveling can be scary sometimes, especially all the things you hear. I actually kind of want to tilt these because that's kind of how Mexico stuff is. But yeah, it was just cool, and I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I'd get to go and do this. So I was really excited, and then I got to do it twice, which, oh my goodness, you guys, it's a crazy wild to see opportunities I get as an advisor. So if you really work your business and you set some goals and actually, you know, run after them, you can't just sit there and wait for it to come to you. You have to do it. And that's with everything in life, right? Like, you have to like chase what you want. So that's kind of what I did. I got out of my shell and chased what I want. So I got to go to Mexico twice, and this year I'm working toward Jamaica, so we'll see what happens. But all right, so now we're gonna adhere these to the layout. I'm just trying to see like how far down they go, because I think this is enough for me. I'm sorry, this printable is very hard to see because my printer was being funky with ink. I think, is that one or is that a border? I can't really tell, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're about halfway down, I'd say. So I'm just gonna eyeball this. It doesn't matter, honestly, how far you go with it. It's just gonna be fine. So I think I like the red on the top. Just seeing what I like here. I thought about like tilting them, but I think I'll leave them straight actually. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these down. And thinking back, I'm like, why don't I adhere them starting on one side? Well, they're gonna have to go over the edge a little bit on both sides, I think. Which is fine, because we're going to cut them away anyways. So, and if they're not fully straight, that's fine. I kind of like the artsy look of crooked, especially with Mexico. I mean, the banners are all hung wild and crooked, so it makes sense. And you know me, I'm not straight or particular in any realm. So, you know not to judge, and I don't judge, and that's okay. And there's scrapbooking, it's your creative outlet. So okay. Ooh, I just realized the other side is a different color. Look at that. Once in a while the embellishment packs are like that. They're a different shade. Do I like the blue more? I think I like the blue more. There's a lot of red happening, so I need to balance this thing out. Yeah, so like I was saying, kind of, you know, scrapbooking is my creative outlet, so I'm gonna do it however I feel fit. Alright, I do love this paper. I've been like nickel and diming this paper since I had it because I love it so much. I'm using pieces here and there. Oh, it's so hard when you love a paper. You're like, I don't want to use it up, but it's what it's meant to do, is be used. So, alright, so I'm left with this. I'm going to get my micro tip scissors out again. And I'm going to flip it over, and all my mats on the back there. That's what I love about matte paper. If I can use both sides. One can be for matting or just a piece of paper, and the other side has a bunch of mats you can cut out. So it's pretty fun. Once in a while there's a collection with those. The Paradise Found had that. So it's kind of fun. And I got the opportunity to order more of them, so I got a double. So obviously I kept all the paper and stuff because I needed them for my trip, to scrapbook my trip with. And then you're just going to cut whatever's hanging off the edge off. So you get a nice clean look when you go to put this part on your frame or your base. You didn't have to gut your paper in the beginning there. You could just do a whole piece of paper if you don't care. I just like to save paper, especially if I like it. I like to hang on to it. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, this paper can go. Like, I don't need to gut this one. I don't care if I have any left of this. Once in a great while, there's paper like that. I'm like, it'd be great if it's out of my stash and went to a good cause. All right. So now we're left with this nice clean look here. Nice. Oh, I'm gonna actually use for this part my micro tape runner. Sorry, micro, is that what it's called? Mini tape runner. There we go. I'm thinking of micro tip scissors and I'm like, wait, what is this one? I love this one because it hugs the edge very well because it's really skinny tape. I use it all the time when I do frames or do like small embellishments. Reposition is also good, but if all you have is regular tape runner and you're doing this, that's fine too. It'll work. You just gotta make sure you get close enough to the edge. It's not gonna hang over the edge of your paper and that you'll see it when you go to put this on top. So this is plenty wide. A regular would have worked just fine, but I like to be safe. Plus I don't want to leave my mini tape runner out, so try to use him as much as I can. All right, there we go. How fun. Just coming along splendidly. All right, so where are my instructions? That's what keeps me centered. All right, so we did step 3, using the smaller mat with the horizontal hearts on it. That was this old winter one. I'm trying to remember what the name of this collection was. It was really pretty. There's been too many since I can't remember, but it was a really pretty collection. I still have pieces of it. Using the smaller mat, using a corner rounder. So it's a smaller mat, which I picked out when I'm using anyway, so I don't have to overthink it. Oops, not that one. I really like that this is Paradise one, but I was also torn between that one and this one from the last Mexico collection, Paradise Found. So what I was gonna do, and this mat kind of runs into the bottom of your layout here, as you can see here. I think that was strategic, and they just rounded the top part. So they just lined it up right along the edge there, and they layer their photo kind of on top of it, which I like. And then I'm gonna put this, I think my happy place or a journal box there. I'm not sure which yet. I've been journaling all over the place about Mexico, so I'm not sure if I need to journal on this page, just because it's like one picture and there's other pages that are going to be around it that explain what's happening here. So I'm torn. But I really like this color. So I think what I'm going to do, just to stay true to the colors happening here, I'm going to use this. I did like Paradise Found. This also talks about paradise, obviously. So either one works fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this mat out using my amazing Creative Memories trimmer. You know what else makes it amazing? These guides right here, so I can see that I'm cutting right along that line. Put my head down there. Sorry about my crazy hair. It's like the first day I got to like stay home and actually do work stuff. So I'm embracing the crazy hair right now. I don't care. Staying home hair, don't care. All right, and yes, there's another guide up here. So whatever one's convenient for you, you can use. And then I'm gonna turn it this way. I love these guides because for things like this, where I'm like, oh, am I actually on the line? And I use them a lot for simple page kits and things like that. So they're great for those sorts of things. There we go. Love it. All right. Another trimmer. I should probably set my photo aside before I ruin it. And I'm gonna put my photo right here. I'm trying to think what I should mat it on. I kind of like this blue. I believe that's Island Waters. Do I have any Island Waters nearby? Let's see. Like I said, I just had a crop this weekend. It's my no frills crop. I could use green too, actually. So for my photo, I'm actually just using this mat because I felt like I needed a little red to help it pop. And I think that still was fine. I do feel like that needs a mat of some sort. So let's do some digging here. I have all of these old mats I need to use up, like I was saying. And I need to find where I put all those. Like I said, I was doing some inking this morning for my reel. And I'm like, where did I put all those mats? Oh, I put them in a pile over here. I should have remembered. But I was like, oh, I want those handy. And now I'm over here digging for them. Go figure. All right, so these are mats from, I believe, both Sun Soaked, the most recent Sun Soaked collection, and mats also from last year's Mexico collection. So I have kind of a mix and match going here because I was looking through them all together. So I'm gonna want a bigger mat probably to match my mat on, which is super funny to say. I mean, I don't mind the navy. It's actually pretty nice. We're gonna ponder that one. I believe that's a sun-soaked one. I feel like yellow gets lost, so we're not gonna do yellow. Trying to find a green. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's actually pretty nice too, and vibrant. Ooh, I kind of like the green because there's like a color pop going on here. Mexico's very colorful, especially parties like we were at here. So I might run with the green. I was like, does that look too Christmassy? But I don't think it does with all this on top. So the green's very nice. Otherwise, here's that navy again. This is where I get, it's like kind of a purplish navy actually. Oof. Y'all, this is a tough one. I think I like the green now because it's pulling out of there too. Okay. Oops. So that's what we're gonna do there. I'm just gonna make the call. I'm very indecisive, as you guys know. You're like, yeah, we know. But sometimes I'm like, just make the call, just make the call. And this was done uniquely, I remember, on the instructions. Find it again, they're buried. I have way too much going on around me. All right, yes, so they're kind of butted up. I don't know if that's gonna work here. Yeah, it should. Okay, the other thing I need to do that I forgot is to corner round. Poor corner rounder. I keep forgetting about the poor corner rounder. And then I also need to corner around this. There we go. And I hope this still works. Oh, there's gonna be some dots up the top there, maybe. Nope, they're covered. Yay! It's the beauty of mats. Oops, and then I went totally lopsided. Okay, when I go that crooked, I'm gonna fix it. Like, I know sometimes I'm like, eh, whatever. That one was fairly noticeable, so it doesn't help. I'm doing this on top of my project, so I have nothing to measure on. Here we go. Let's see here. Like so. There we go. I'm trying to stay true to the integrity of this page. Okay. And then we're gonna put that on here. So many mats being used, and I love it because then I can use up mats. And then we're gonna corner around this. I don't even think I'm on this step yet. I just jumped in the gun here and using the poor corner rounder. I should name them. I don't know what to name them, but Carl or something. Carl the corner rounder. I don't know. Poor Carl. Keep forgetting about him. It's all about alliteration. All right, that's cute. But I also need to add this little part here. And I don't even know what stuff we're on anywhere. Use a smaller mat. We did that. Cut a piece of navy pattern paper to measure. Okay, that was to mat that. And actually mine's wider, which is fine with me. So if you want yours more narrow, as you can see, mine's really wide. Up here it's more narrow. So they cut theirs down to the size. I don't mind it being wider, just because I'll have more room to play with there. So I'm gonna leave that alone. And then this is what happens. I don't follow instructions. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Adhere to the mat, top piece, blah, blah, blah. Cut away journaling portion of one of the larger mats that we're on here now. This is step 6. And adhere it to the layout. So this is where I could use this navy one, actually. But I also had, where'd it go? This My Happy Place that I loved, and I could mat it on top of there. Ooh. I have a lot of titles happening here because, like I said, I don't know if I need a journal. So we're gonna see what happens here. I have a lot happening on my table all around me. Plus my tripod's broken, so I have a thing literally sitting on my table here, taking up half my space. Which, if you're a scrapper, you know you need all the space you can get. All right, so we're gonna get this guy out again. I'm gonna cut a little bit on this side of it. Oops, no, Carl's getting in the way. Sorry, Carl. guess that name's gonna stick. Carl the Corner Rounder. See if I remember that next time I use them. I don't forget about them. Alright. So my thought was just using this, but I do think it needs something. It's not just hanging out there, which that navy is super nice. It's like, I don't even think it's navy. I think it's like a purplish navy. I really like it. Even though there's no colors on here that depict it. I don't know why it's popping to me. Maybe because of that. I really enjoy it though. Alright, so this one, how big is this mat? 6.5. So, I'm trying to think of cutting it in half is the answer. Which means it'd be 3 1/4, right? Look at me doing math. It's amazing. Okay, we'll start there. Love that trimmer too. It's so great. CM has so many amazing trimmers and products. Actually, that's fine. I don't mind that at all, actually. So, yeah, this one's kind of floating up here. I'm just looking at the instructions off to my left there. You can't see them, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Just too much on my desk. Alright, I need to get rid of some of these mats. I have 2 collections of mats here, so that's why there's so many. I think I like that. And then, how is this layered? Oh, the photo goes slightly on top of it. Like so. Yes, I love the organized chaos happening on this page. It's like really fun. And that's exactly how it was in Mexico, like I was saying. Ooh, that's a pretty green too. Other side of those mats, man. They're so pretty. Alright, so I'm going to strategically line this up in here. Perfect. Yeah, that works. And then I gotta put my photo down, and this layout's pretty much in the bag, y'all. It looks scary. That's my point when I first started doing these layouts. I wanted to do layouts that look scary, but weren't really. And most layouts really aren't that scary. If you once you dive in and start going, you know, step by step, you're like, oh, that's not so bad. It just looks crazy. So, and this one's got a lot of color on it, and I love it. I think it's really pretty. I just want to layer this in such a way. There we go. Cute! I think it's really cute. And I barely need to embellish, honestly, because there's a lot going on. But let's see what we got. Let's see what we have going on here. Oh my goodness, you guys, my embellishments are everywhere but here. There we go. So I have some stickers from this year's collection. And then I also have stickers from Paradise Found here. Or I'm sorry, embellishments from Paradise Found here. I have another set of these somewhere. They're probably power cropped at the moment because like I said, I had a crop. And I was leaving that stuff for my next crop. But oh, this is cute. Girls just want to have fun. But I feel like there's a lot of titles going on here. So I'm going to try to avoid titles. I need to avoid more words like that. There's a lot. Oh, look at these cute stickers. I could use one of these up here. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? I put one along the bottom. I should have looked at these two. I didn't even look at them. And when all else fails, I look at my, you know, previous instructions and I go, oh, they had like a title here and they had some little embellishments here. So I kind of refer back if I'm unsure what to do, which I am frequently with embellishing. In fact, I usually cut out, ooh, that fiesta is a lot of fun. I know it's another word, but it was a fiesta. Let's see. What's the other one with titles? Oh, I said, ha. And I must have used it before. That's what I've been doing. I'm like, oh, I must have used this on another page for the same album. I might avoid that then. I do like the Mexico because it goes with that. That's fun. Okay. That's my one exception. I'm going to use this. Oh, maybe I'll put it here. I think that's super cute. Yep, that's going there. But yeah, I usually sign off during this part because I get so indecisive with embellishments. But then I realize you guys probably might have the same issue. You're like, no, we want to know how you pick embellishments because I'm also indecisive and I want to know how you do it. So I'm trying to get better about being vulnerable with you guys and, you know, showing you my processes and, you know, kind of what I'm thinking, even though it's vulnerable and scary. I have learned not to go back and watch my lives, which is super funny. And maybe that's something I shouldn't be doing. Maybe I should be watching them. Just because I get super self-conscious and then I'd be like, I just stopped completely doing them. So I don't go back and watch them for that reason. So if you ever have a comment to make, let me know. Or if you're like, hey, this totally didn't work, probably be helpful. But I'm also a sensitive person, so be nice. And I realize YouTube's gonna make me get over that, but oh, look at how fun. Oh, the cute monkey. Okay, so I saw a monkey from a distance in Mexico, but I didn't get a picture of it because it was like so far away. I thought it was a cat, and then I realized its tail was super long and windy. And I was like, oh my goodness, they have monkeys here. So I didn't get a picture of it, but seeing this monkey embellishment reminded me of that. I don't use any of those. But again, I don't want any more titles. Just gonna see what my options are here. And then I'll probably get the heck off because I don't want to keep you all day in the midst of my decisive embellishing. Let's see. Oh, I got a cute lizard. He's fun. Loving this view. An alligator. My goodness, didn't see those. Oh, the little drinks are fun. There were a few of those. Let's see. That's cute. We did go by a sign like that, so I might use that there. Now, if I did want to add some journaling, there's these cute little journal options. Okay, the palm trees are fun. Probably not going to work there, though. Memories in Mexico. Oh, how cute. Like I said, though, no more. I don't want any more words. There's like little lines on there if I wanted to journal. But they're so faint, you could probably get away with not using them for that. Okay, so I don't really like these. These little drinks are fun though. Let me add a couple of those. I'll scatter those around. Okay. My tape printer. Just to give this thing a little bit of flair, but it definitely does not need a lot of flair after all those borders. So there we go. I think that's cute. All right, I think I'm calling it. Put these away. I just rip right up the middle of those because I hate when they're divided like that. I get why they do that, but I don't like it. All right, so there is my layout. Super fun. I think this is definitely the epitome of Mexico. There's a lot happening on here. It's almost too wordy for me, but that's okay. I think it's really fun. I love that this uses up my scraps. I love that I could use a bunch of different collections in here to put my page together. So don't ever worry about mixing collections too. Like if you have something that's a certain theme or similar colors even, that is totally okay. It's your scrapbook, so it's definitely okay. You do what you want. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. If you do it, make sure you post a picture and share it in the comments of my original challenge post in my Ashley Scrappy VIPs. If you're not in it, you're going to have to request to join. And I'm going to vet you. I'm going to check you out because that needs to be a safe place. So, yeah, post that by, oh goodness, Thursday at midnight. And you'll get in my drawing Friday morning. And then I put out a new challenge on Friday late morning. So, yay! Super fun. So I like how this turned out. I know it's wild and crazy, but I enjoy it. So it's definitely the epitome of Mexico, and that's great. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I would truly appreciate it. I'm working on some milestones there too, so share it with your friends. I would love to get the word out and just get people wanting to create and get their memories on pages. So I want to get those photos off your phone because oh my goodness, they deserve more than to be on a phone. So that's my goal and my passion. Get those memories documented and remembered and handed off. So, all right, I'm signing off. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you again for watching.